Wahpeton is a city in Richland County, North Dakota, United States. It is the county seat of Richland County and the U.S. Census Bureau estimated 2015 population was 7,899. Wahpeton was founded in 1869 and is the principal city of the Wahpeton Micropolitan Statistical Area, which includes all of Richland County, North Dakota and Wilkin County, Minnesota. Wahpeton's twin city is Breckenridge, Minnesota. The Sioux River and the Ottertail River join at Wahpeton and Breckenridge to form the Red River of the North. The North Dakota State College of Science is located in Wahpeton. The local newspaper is the Wahpeton Daily News. History. The first European explorer in the area was Jonathan Carver in 1767. He explored and mapped the Northwest at the request of Major Robert Rogers, commander of Fort Michilimackinac, the British fort at Mackinac City, Michigan, which protected the passage between Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. Carver's mission was to find the Northwest Passage, the imagined waterway to the Orient which Rogers was convinced existed. While Carver failed in his search, the passing years saw many fur traders and explorers pass through the area. More than 100 years after the Carver expedition, a United States government surveying party passed through the Wahpeton area. J.W. Blanding, a member of the expedition, was so impressed by the fertile river valley that he returned to his Wisconsin home determined to move his family and belongings to the Dakota Territory. Blanding so influenced other Wisconsin settlers that many of them arrived and homesteaded in the Wahpeton area before Blanding could return. The first settler was Morgan T. Rich. His plow turned the first furrow of rich black bottom land in 1869. When other settlers arrived, they formed a tiny community and named it Richville, commemorating both its founder and the fertile quality of the soil. In 1871, a post office was opened. At the same time, the town's name was changed to Chaffingcopper, a Lakota Sioux word meaning the end of the woods. 2 years later, the county was organized and called Chaffingcopper County. Later that year, the county was renamed Richland County and the town of Chaffingcopper renamed Wahpeton, an adaptation of the Dakota name of the local population of Dakota Indians, the Wahpetonwan. The name meant leaf dwellers, and was adopted when they lived in the vicinity of Lake Mille Lacs before they were displaced by the Ojibwa. Growth of the village of Wahpeton was quite slow during the first few years, but growth was spurred in 1872 when the St. Paul and Pacific Railway extended a line into Breckenridge, Minnesota, a tiny community just across the Sioux River from Wahpeton. This created a booming business in flatboat building in both communities. Flatboats could carry freight directly from the railroad downriver to northern North Dakota and all the way to Winnipeg, Canada, via the Red River of the North. The railroad line opened up the area to many more settlers. Germans, Bohemians, Scandinavians, and Native Americans moved to Richland County to file homesteads. In 1874, Jacob Morvan and Joseph Siterick opened the first retail store in the county. By 1876, the traffic between Wahpeton and Breckenridge had grown to where the local ferry could not handle it, and a bridge was built across the Sioux River connecting the two towns. Another flurry of growth occurred in 1880 when the St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Manitoba Railroad crossed the river and pushed its tracks on toward the northwest. By 1883, the population of Wahpeton was estimated to be as high as 1,400 people. In 1888, the Northern Light Electric Company was organized, making Wahpeton among the first cities in North Dakota to be electrified. In 1909, NLEC became the first customer of the newly founded Ottertail Power Company. In 1913, the owner of then LEC.C.B. Kiser sold his company to Otter Tail Power and became its first general manager. In 1927, Otter Tail Power built what was then its largest power plant at Wahpeton, and it was named Kiser Station. The plant was removed in 1977. The site is now a park. In 1889, the Red River Valley University was established in Wahpeton. It later became the North Dakota State College of Science. In 1904, the United States government established the Wahpeton Indian School for the education of Native American children from northern Minnesota, North Dakota and northern South Dakota. Geography. Wahpeton is located at 46.2700 degrees north, 96.61056 degrees west, 46.2700 minus 96.61056. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 5.29 square miles, all of it land. The Red River of the North forms one of the most fertile river valleys in the world. As it flows north to Canada, it forms the state boundary between North Dakota and Minnesota. Near the river's headwaters on the bank of the Wadisu is Wahpeton, North Dakota. Climate. This climatic region is typified by large seasonal temperature differences, with warm to hot summers and cold winters. According to the Köppen climate classification system, Wahpeton has a humid continental climate, abbreviated DFB, on climate maps. Demographics. 2010 census. As of the census of 2010, there were 7,766 people, 3,151 households, and 1,717 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,468.1 inhabitants per square mile. There were 3,482 housing units at an average density of 658.2 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 92.6% white, 1.3% African American, 3.1% Native American, 0.8% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 0.3% from other races, and 1.8% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.0% of the population. There were 3,151 households, of which 26.8% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 40.7% were married couples living together. 9.2% had a female householder with no husband present. 4.6% had a male householder with no wife present, and 45.5% were non-families. 36.3% of all households were made up of individuals, and 11.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.17, and the average family size was 2.89. The median age in the city was 31.1 years. 20.3% of residents were under the age of 18, 22.2% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 20.5% were from 25 to 44, 24.5% were from 45 to 64, and 12.6% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 51.6% male and 48.4% female. 2000 census. As of the census of 2000, there were 8,586 people, 3,254 households, and 1,867 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,718.1 per square mile. There were 3,492 housing units at an average density of 698.8 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 95.47% white, 0.62% African American, 2.41% Native American, 0.43% Asian, 0.03% Pacific Islander, 0.12% from other races, and 0.92% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 0.76% of the population. The top 6 ancestry groups in the city are German, Norwegian, Irish, Swedish, French, English. There were 3,254 households, out of which 30.4% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 45.3% were married couples living together. 8.5% had a female householder with no husband present, and 42.6% were non-families. 32.7% of all households were made up of individuals, and 10.0% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.28 and the average family size was 2.97. In the city, the population was spread out, with 21.2% under the age of 18, 24.1% from 18 to 24, 24.2% from 25 to 44, 17.5% from 45 to 64, and 13.0% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 29 years. For every 100 females there were 109.8 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 112.3 males. The median income for a household in the city was $33,471, and the median income for a family was $44,645. Males had a median income of $30,199 versus $20,089 for females. The per capita income for the city was $15,293. About 7.3% of families and 13.4% of the population were below the poverty line, including 8.9% of those under age 18 and 10.4% of those age 65 or over. Economy. Wahpeton is the home of several large manufacturing plants, including Woodcraft Industries, Inc., WCCO Belting, Mindak Farmers Cooperative, Cargill, and Will Rich. Imation Corporation had operated a production facility in Wahpeton, but it was closed in 2009. On May 14, 1991, Wahpeton voters approved a 1% city sales and use tax, the proceeds of which are to be dedicated solely to economic development of the city of Wahpeton and Richland County, North Dakota, by means of business and industrial expansion, including job creation, job retention, business and industrial diversification, and the creation, fostering and maintenance of business and trade activities and facilities. The tax would become effective July 1, 1991, and sunset in 5 years. On June 14, 1994, voters approved to extend the sales tax 10 years to June 30, 2006. And again on October 14, 2003, voters approved broadening the use and extending the 1.5% sales tax to June 30, 2026. Recreation and culture. The area attracts outdoorsmen and hunters, as it is located in the midst of the Central Flyway. thus providing excellent migratory waterfowl hunting. The Bois de Sioux Golf Course is the only golf course in the United States with half the course in one state and half in another. Near the golf course is Chaffing Copper Park, which houses playgrounds, baseball, softball, and football fields, miniature golf, and tennis. During the summer, the large swimming pool is also open. Chaffing Copper Park is also home to Chaffing Copper Zoo. The Richland County Historical Society Museum features Native American artifacts and displays of pioneer life. Near Wahpeton is Fort Abercrombie and the Circus Monument, erected in memory of circus workers killed by lightning there in 1897. Circus performers hold a memorial service at the monument whenever they perform in the area. The Carmelite Monastery, located in the bend of the Wild Rice River, is a few miles from Wahpeton. On Thursday afternoons from June through October, the Twin Towns Gardeners Market is held on the lawn of the Leach Public Library. Other Wahpeton area attractions include Whopper, the world's largest catfish, located at Kidder Dam, and the Bag Bonanza Farm, a 15-acre historic bonanza farm with farm buildings and machinery. Education. Colleges. North Dakota State College of Science. The city of Wahpeton is served by an elementary school, Wahpeton Middle School, and Wahpeton Senior High School. A private school, St. John's Elementary School, is also located in Wahpeton. High School Championships. State Class A Football, 1930-1971. State Class A Boys Basketball, 1941, 1944, 1954, 1979. State Class A Girls Basketball, 1986. State Class A Volleyball, 1985-1986. State Class A Girls Golf, 1991. State Class A Wrestling, 2007. State Class A Girls Indoor Track and Field, 1999. Transportation. Wahpeton has 2 railroads, a bus line, 5 truck lines, and an airport with runways of approximately 3,000 and 5,000 feet in length. Notable people: Sam Anderson, actor; Louise Erdrich, Native American author; Woodrow W. Keeble, World War II and Korean War-era Medal of Honor recipient; Porter J. McCumber, a former senator; Jerome G. Miller, correctional institution reformer; Steve Myra, former place kicker for the Baltimore Colts; William E. Purcell, a former senator; David Richmond, North Dakota State men's basketball head coach; Mary Shaw, research scientist; John Wall, North Dakota educator and politician.